Hi everyone, it's Anna from Skycomp Solutions, and today I have Joe right here with me. It's our first trial Fireside Chat with a tech. Hi Joe.
Hi.
Thank you for joining. And today, in the world of the cybersecurity threat in 2025, I want to talk about MFA, or Multi-Factor Authentication. So, do you think that MFA is something that we need just in the work environment, or do we need in our personal lives as well?
So, MFA you need wherever possible. The whole point of MFA is it is a secondary layer of security in addition to your password to help keep accounts locked down. Say you have a personal Microsoft account or even a work Microsoft account where your IT administrators maybe haven't forced you to set up MFA yet, which they should. Your account is at risk of being exploited anywhere in the world because all they need is your password to get into your account. What MFA introduces is, more often than not, it's a 6-digit code, but it introduces a secondary code that's only accessible from one location. Normally, this is your authenticator app, where you now have this one additional factor that only you can provide, and then only you can guarantee your access into your account.
Okay, so that leads to my next question is, what are the types of MFA? I know like the first one that comes into my mind is when they just send you a verification code by SMS message, or like show on the screen like, hey, do you want us to text you or call you? And I think there's another one to just verify your email. You just like go to your email and click the link to verify it, or they send the verification code by email. But like, what else is there?
So yeah, you listed 3 examples right there of code by SMS text message, code by phone call, and code by email. These 3 aren't necessarily great options. There's things such as phone number spoofing, where somebody is able to basically like take over your phone number and intercept your authentication code. Email authenticator code seems like a good idea at first, but if a bad actor has already gotten access into your email account, now getting access into your other accounts simply by just doing the forgot password option and then recovering your password, and now they have access and footholds into all your other accounts just because now they also had access to your email. So email, text, phone call are a secondary factor. Are they the best? Probably not. One of the best things you can have is an authenticator app. Almost every major service supports just scanning a QR code to load an authenticator code into your authenticator app, and then that's a token that's generally on like a 30-second cooldown that constantly refreshes and is only accessible from your phone and nowhere else. That's a really great way to keep your account secure. Another great way to keep your account secure is if you have a hardware token, which is basically like a little keychain that does the exact same thing as an authenticator app, except it's completely offline and can be kept in like a drawer or somewhere to help lock your account down.
But how does that sync with the software, or like website where I need to put the code in?
So the QR code that you might be used to scanning for your authenticator app, that QR code is actually what's called a seed, which is basically a really long string of characters that generates the code pattern for how your authenticator app is supposed to generate that code. So when you scan that QR code with your authenticator app isn't connecting out to the internet anywhere. It's taking this seed and it's using that to keep generating codes, which is why you could have your phone in airplane mode or in an area with no cell reception and your authenticator code would still work. A hardware token, very much the same way, you can extract the seed out of that QR code and then you can program that onto the hardware token keychain, which is sometimes a better thing to have if for maybe compliance reasons you can't have a phone on you or just a cell phone isn't going to be accessible to you. A hardware token is sometimes the better option to go with.
Okay, that might be actually really good for people who work on remote like mine sites and somewhere.
Yeah.
Like when the security is really needed, but there's connectivity issues might be sometimes due to like weather or anything else. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Okay. Another one I remembered, every time I'm trying to log in into my Google account, it asks me to open and click the number, like one of three on the screen. How does that work?
So the way that works is that actually requires an active internet connection, unlike the offline authenticator code, where now your phone that is set up with that prompt is then receiving the communication from the Google servers that this is the authentication code that you then need to input on your phone. I think Microsoft does it where you have 3 different options you may be able to choose from for what your code is to sign in. I think Google may do the please enter the number displayed on your screen. Both of these are valid. It's a way to make sure that it is you still in front of the machine trying to sign in.
Oh, and I remember another 2 that I used to see. It's either like some of them just like click you're not a robot on websites, or like when you do like a different search, and another one like click the, I don't know, usually like a bus and stuff on the panel of like 16 different like pieces of one picture. I always mess up with this one. Or like toggle the picture to turn in the right way. Is it also MFA or it's something else?
So that's something else. Those are CAPTCHAs that are designed to try and prevent bots and AI from trying to sign into the websites. As AI is getting better and better, we keep having to make these CAPTCHAs more complex, and that's why you're finding that sometimes you're having a hard time completing them, is because we have to make them at this level of difficulty because AI is getting to a point where it can easily start recognizing images and solving things.
Okay, so at least it makes me confident that I am a little bit smarter than AI, even if I'm making mistakes in those pictures. Sometimes I do get them right. So my last question would be, what out of all of those that we counted right now, like the call, the text, the email, the app, the offline clicker one, what is the best and most secure way to protect your data, and why do you think so?
I think that the best way to protect your data is a method we already talked about, and it's called the challenge response sign-in, which is where you are asked, are you signing in? And then you have to enter a code that's displayed on the screen. It's a little bit more reliable than just the authenticator code because it's in the moment, and there's not necessarily a seed that you have access to that you can then grab the code for, and then a bad actor would be able, once they have the pattern, to sign in. With the challenge response, it's still going to come to your phone and you have to enter the code every time, which is just another way to make sure that it's only you trying to sign into your device.
And what about those that don't ask for the code, but they just ask, hey, are you signing in? Like yes or no thing. So
that's the complete opposite end of the spectrum. That's actually one of the worst methods I can think of as multi-factor authentication.
Why?
So the problem with that is on your phone, you will get a prompt that says, are you signing in, yes or no?
Yeah.
Now, this has happened to me in my personal life, but I one time had somebody get a hold of my email password and tried to sign in, and I got the prompt on my phone saying, are you trying to sign in, yes or no? That wasn't me, so I clicked no. Lo and behold, I keep getting more prompts. Are you trying to sign in? Are you trying to sign in? Are you trying to sign in? There's a term called MFA fatigue, where basically a bad actor will keep trying that until, unfortunately, the victim will just press yes to try and get it to stop. And then, unfortunately, once they have pressed yes, the bad actor is now in and free to do what they please. So that yes/no has a lot of more potential to cause harm than other methods.
Okay. All right, just thank you for joining me today. I know that you have really busy schedule. I think that there was a lot of good stuff for everyone who is not aware, like me, about lots of IT terms or IT world. So thanks for joining, and if you found it useful, hit this hit this like and subscribe button, and look more for tech insight from Skycomp Solutions.